Hey, what's up everybody? This is Corey from My Two Cents bringing you a review on this Galaxy S6 Edge Plus. This is the 64GB version of this phone, and I've got some pretty high hopes for this thing, but unfortunately I have some disappointments here as well. So we're going to use an opening tool here to go ahead and crack this thing open. This is actually going to be the T-Mobile variant. You can see some of the stuff here, the T-Mobile logo on the back of the box. And we'll talk about the build quality and what's going on with this phone. But first, let's go ahead and crack this thing open and take a look at what it has to offer us. We're going to go ahead and cut the safety tape on the side of the box. Go ahead and open this up. And there it is in all of its two-edged glory. It looks really, really nice. You can definitely tell that the build quality has been upped by Samsung. And, you know, all these unboxings, everybody's always like, let's put the phone aside. I would rather just go ahead and take a look at the phone and hold it for a few seconds. Take a look at and see what it has to offer. Let's power this thing on. It'll probably mess with my camera here in a second, but, you know, that's what we're all here for. We're here for the phone and not for the junk in the box. We're going to take a look at this stuff, though, anyways, while it powers on. So we got a multi-sized SIM card from T-Mobile. We've got a return label just in case you hate your phone. See it mess with my camera there. Take the dimness down. I'm just going to dim the screen for a second. The return label, in case you hate your phone, you can send it back. And the welcome pamphlet, which is probably the most important thing in here of all. I mean, really, there's just so much information here. Let's just get rid of this garbage. Underneath the additional piece of information is our SIM card eject tool. You will be needing this to enter the SIM card into the phone. And then we have our, the ear pods are upside down in this box. Come on, Sammy, let's get together with the packaging here. So these are some new ear pods. You know, I thought these were similar to what you saw on possibly the S6, the S6 Edge, but these are a little bit different. These are full-on ear pods. They come with two sizes. Got the little rubber ear sizes on the inside. I haven't actually tested these things out, but we'll take a look at them. I can't imagine they'd be horrible. Yeah, they probably are. We have a charge cable here for the phone, and of course this is a fast charge enabled phone, so we have our fast charge brick here. Now honestly, this phone is stunning. The build quality is awesome. You can see in the pictures here that this thing really, really looks nice. This is the Black Pearl, and they've upped their game, Sammy has, with the build quality on these phones, and it's pretty impressive compared to what I've even seen in the Note 4. I rocked a Note 4 for a solid 6 months to a year. The buttons feel a little bit better than they did in the Note 4. You know, you have the separated volume up and down here, which I really like. Satisfying clicks to it. The one thing that I dislike about it is the camera bump. I don't understand. Why can't we just make a smaller sensor here and get this camera bump rid of? But, hey, you know, whatever. I hate it because you're going to scratch up your camera lens after a while. At the top here, you have your SIM card slot. If I can get this thing to focus here. Use your eject tool to go ahead and pull it out. There's been a lot of speculation this could be a dual SIM, whatever, phone, but it is not. It is a one SIM card slot only. People are thinking, oh, it could be a SIM card SD card slot. No, not going to happen. No expandable storage. 3.5mm. You have your USB and a down-facing speaker, which is better than a rear-facing, but still not the best. Now, this thing is a fingerprint magnet. You can see I haven't really been holding this phone very long, and it just loves to hold those fingerprints in. Now, the phone itself, I really like the build quality, but it does not feel good in the hand. Really, I wanted to love this phone. The 6 Edge feels better than this phone. The Edge Plus, a little bit bigger. It kind of digs into your hand, and even holding it sideways, it kind of digs into the pinkies if you're trying to hold it. You know, it's got that dual screen on it, but still the thing just really, really is uncomfortable for me to hold. It's slippery. I've actually have dropped this phone as well. I was just reading in bed, and it just popped right out of my hand. I don't drop phones. I don't break phones. I fix phones, but man, this thing is freaking slippery. So something to think about. You're probably going to want to skin this phone as soon as possible. Now, probably the first thing you're going to notice is the screen when you pull this thing out. Quad HD, 5.7, 2560 by 1440. A killer AMOLED display. This thing looks freaking great. You're also getting the Exynos 7420 octa-core 64-bit processor and 4 gigs of RAM. This thing's going to be able to handle really anything you throw at it, as long as Samsung's software doesn't get in the way. We'll talk a little bit more about that in just a few seconds. Now, it does have a 3000 milliamp battery powering all this, which is really pretty good, but in the end, trying to catch up my social media at the end of the day, or possibly playing a couple games of Hearthstone, really still didn't hold up for me. Now, another thing this phone has going for it is the camera. It really has a fantastic camera when it comes down to it. It takes great pictures. You get a couple different modes going on in this thing. So you have your regular auto, but then you also have this pro mode here. Now, if you've ever messed around with a DSLR or know a little bit about taking photography or pictures, you can mess with your aperture, your ISO, you can mess with your white balance a little bit. You have a lot of additional options in here that we hadn't seen in the S5 earlier phones, so you do get these additional benefits as well. Now, when it comes down to it, this phone takes really fast pictures as well. So as soon as you double tap that home button, open the camera app, you can just go ahead and click away. It really takes a quick picture, which is very nice. It also takes really good pictures, just out of the point and shoot mode. Snap a couple away if you want to, or if you really want to mess with the pro mode, you could do a little bit fancier stuff. Just quickly messing around, taking some regular light photos, you can see that it turns out pretty nice. Lower light photos, it's pretty good with the flash, and then when you get a little bit lower, it starts to struggle just a little bit. Really, you do get some of those familiar edge features. Now, you basically set your contacts up on the edge, and this does actually have a application portion as well, which I'll show you in just a few seconds. But if you set up your contacts, you can see that it's color-coded. This is a phone calling, showing that it's going green, so you can see who's calling without having to pick your phone up and look at it, which is a cool feature of the Edge that I wish you could get on more phones without it feeling so awkward in the hand. Man, this thing just really is uncomfortable to hold. Now, you can also text it, and it gives you a little bit different vibration, or a screen side shot here as well of what it looks like when somebody texts your phone. Instead of giving you the wave, it gives you more of a glowing pattern, so you can tell the difference of really what's happening with your phone. Now, once it's done that, you can go ahead and slide to the side here once you on the edge of the screen, and you'll get that edge feature. And you can go ahead and respond via text message. You can go ahead and call that phone back from the screen without having to open up your contact. Now, you can see that the Touch ID is so much more improved on these new S6 phones. It really hasn't had a problem catching my thumbprint. I actually have worse luck with my iPhone than I have with this phone. This one's been really impressive. I just wish they'd make the home button out of a different material. It seems to scratch a little bit on the phone. Now also, the phone is pretty responsive, but it still kind of lags here in their built-in magazine app. Now, I've also heard some rumors that it gets a little aggressive when killing multitasking. Now, I haven't had a lot of issues with this myself, and really it's about the 9th application that you have open that it takes a second to reload, which honestly, I don't think's that big of a deal. Now, they do say, of course, it has 4 gigs of RAM, so why is it doing anything like that? But honestly, saving a little battery life on this phone might actually be worth it. Now, in the end, this is a nice phone, but honestly, I can't justify holding this device all day long with it being so uncomfortable in the hand. Well, that's it. That's my review of the S6 Edge Plus. If you have any questions, throw them in the comments. Subscribe to me. Hope to catch you on the next video.